I want you to speak a bit, just, from your voice, your perspective, how you feel we could do a better job of leveraging our influences and have a collective impact. Because we've had a lot of individual impact. I've had my success, you've had your success, Cube's had his success, you know what I'm saying? But how can we all come together collectively and do things like Rock the Bells, what you're doing, including everyone else, doing things like what Jay did with Tidal when he included everyone else, coming together like what Swiss and Timbaland did with the Verses. Like how could we all collectively make a greater impact?
You know what's amazing? We're doing it. We just got to get better at it. We're doing it, T.I. Like, we're doing it right now. We are literally on your platform talking about my platform, bro. We're doing it. We literally are doing it. We just got to get bigger, and we got to get better at it. And I think that part of it is also not being afraid to speak up from a standpoint of, hey, get out and vote. Hey, sign up for the census. Hey, be out there, demonstrate. Hey, and another thing is supporting generations. I think that generational support is important. Like, I support your generation, you support that generation under you. Like, like that's important too. Bridging the gap, not being rooting for each other.
Right.
I think, we need to root for each other. I should want to see your podcast go through the roof. Right. You should want to see what I'm doing succeed. We should collectively see Swiss and Tim succeed. Like, these are see Tidal succeed. These are part of the journey, because we have to work together. It doesn't mean that we can't have friendly competition. It's unrealistic to think that that'll never take place, but we still have to think about the greater good, which is our people, and how what we do affects them. You know what I'm saying? Real. When I do a rockthebells.com and then I'll have a story or a feature on the Expeditiously podcast or some crazy thing, that's a good thing. When you on your thing and you support rockthebells.com and say, yo, you should go check it out, that's a good thing. When, like, my music is on Tidal, I didn't call Jay up and say, yo, take my music off of Tidal. I didn't call Def Jam and say, yo, take my stuff off of Tidal. You know what I mean? Let that man live. Let him rock. Let them do their thing. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that we have to think about. And I think that that's part of how we leverage it. It's being men and actually wanting to see each other succeed, and women and wanting to see each other succeed. I think that's a big part of it.
I mean, I agree. I agree completely. And I mean, speaking of support, you and Cube are two of the greatest GOATs out there. And you guys are true partners, professionally as well as personally, right? You guys collaborated on the Big Three, correct?
Yep.
Which is, still a huge move in my eyes, man. Feels a need after the NBA season, even though there wasn't an NBA season concluded this year, but even still, it also allows people who still have basketball in their hearts to continue with their passion, doing what they love for a living, even after the NBA may say, all right, y'all, we done with you. So that's, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it goes back to this. It's like, Tip, listen, we gotta learn to love our own.
That's right.
Some of those players, when you see Bonzi Wells and when you see, different dudes out there playing in the Big Three, it's like, yo, man, in a lot of ways, they're treated like, like rap artists who maybe aren't at the top of the charts currently, right? It's like, we want to still see them. We still believe in them. We still love them. That's prior to what Cube did with the Big Three, and prior to what I was doing with Rock the Bells, a lot of our heroes, either in hip hop or in sports, were basically written off once they were no longer in the immediate spotlight of the current moment. That's not right, because it doesn't happen to other genres.
It don't happen nowhere else.
Get to live. The other athletes, they get to live. My thing is, give people a platform and an opportunity and a chance to live and succeed, and let us continue to love our heroes. We shouldn't have to belittle ourselves once we're no longer doing something in the current moment. We should be able to continue and be great. And that's why I respect Cube so much, for the big three. That was Cube's idea. I was just one of the investors. But
that's right.
I respect what he did with that. And when he called me up, he's like, yo, you want to get down? You want to put something in? I was like, I wrote a check. I couldn't write a check fast enough because I wanted to see him succeed, and I want to see that dream succeed. And that's why he has my full support. And the same thing with rockthebells.com, man. It's like, yo, I want to see these artists really have fans. Like, you know, Public Enemy really has fans. True. It is not we are not saying by any means that I'm like, do I want to like downplay what the youngsters are doing? I'm not even one of them type of OGs. I'm not even in that zone. Like I want to see, I like to see youngsters. I want to see your rubber band snapping crazy, baby. I want to see you do it. I want you, please believe it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it. Your man, he loves to see it. But I also want to see us continue to man up. And you know, it's nothing better. When I was a young boy, nothing made me feel better than seeing one of my heroes still doing good and feeling good. Like it filled me with pride. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that feeling and want to keep it going.
Now, you and Q, you partnered on the big three, but you also were part of a dynamic group of investors that were bidding for the regional sports television network. Yeah. What happened with that? How did that work out?
Well, the RSNs, we put a group together. Myself, Cube, Jeff Quatness, we put a group together. We came up with something like $9 billion, somewhere in that order, somewhere around that. And we had to jump through a lot more hoops than people would like to admit. I mean, So
you found out along the way that it's going to take a little more than money.
It's going to take more than money.